You have to give yourself permission to be joyful. It has to be a choice that you make in your mind. It's wintertime. We all feel like garbage because it's cold and dark. All right, that's a generalization. Maybe some people don't feel like garbage. Some people really love winter sports and they can't wait for winter. I'm not one of those people. And so every year when winter comes around, I feel kind of like bleh. And, I don't think I have seasonal depression. I've never been diagnosed with it or anything, and I'm not a medical professional, but I do experience winter anxiety, especially around driving. We have to drive a lot here in southern Alberta, so that just makes me feel anxious and worried, and it's not very much fun. Let's talk about the hardest part about winter. The darkness, winter storms, long, cold nights, emergency alerts that make you feel so stressed out. That happened to us last week. Driving in the snow, slipping around. I don't think it's fun. So there's a reason the winter's so hard. It helps us to see that spring is so good and so beautiful. Winter's hard because it gives us contrast. Joy is going to look different for everybody. So for one person, it might be solitude, while another person may prefer connection with other people. Sometimes it's big and loud, and sometimes it's calm and quiet. Sometimes joy is in laughter, and sometimes it's in more serious reflection. Joy can be found in our work and in our play. We find joy in our huge moments of life, but also in our simple day-to-day life. So how can you bring more joy into your life, especially in this winter season? First, you have to give yourself permission to be joyful. You have to give yourself permission to be joyful. It has to be a choice that you make in your mind. You see, because sometimes we block our own joy. We think that we should be miserable, like we deserve to be miserable or something. In our mind, that's what we think. Sometimes we think that joy has to be perfect. Everything has to line up perfectly, or else it's not going to be as happy as it would be. Sometimes we think it's selfish to pursue joy. We're busy giving to other people. We don't have time for ourselves. Sometimes we think that joy isn't productive, so we don't do it because it feels like we're wasting time. Some people will say, I don't know how to have joy. I don't know what brings me joy. Do you know what you love to do? One of the things I love to do the most is play the ukulele. That's why I have them hanging here. One for me, one for my daughter, and we just got one for my son too. I love playing the ukulele, being creative, being able to play songs and sing. I think it's so fun. Think about what hobbies you enjoy, or maybe hobbies you enjoyed in the past. What little things do you do for yourself that bring you a bit of joy? Sometimes, and I'm going to say this especially as a mother, we get caught up in taking care of our family and our husbands and our homes, and we get used to being a human doing things instead of a human being and experiencing things. Joyful activities get squeezed out to make room for things that we think are more important. How can we get more joy in our life? We schedule it in. Intentionally plan for joyful things in your life so you're not just living the same day over and over again. This could be like a Friday fun night, or a Saturday date, or going to a different park every week. And remember, joy isn't always found in what you're doing, it's often found in how you're doing it. Desmond Tutu states in the Book of Joy, written by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu, discovering more joy does not, I am sorry to say, save us from the inevitability of hardship and heartbreak. In fact, we may cry more easily, but we will laugh more easily too. Perhaps we are just more alive. Yet as we discover more joy, we can face suffering in a way that ennobles us rather than embitters. We have hardship without becoming hard. We have heartbreak without being broken. The Dalai Lama states, when joy arises at the level of your mind and not just your senses, you can maintain a deep sense of satisfaction for a much longer period of time, even for 24 hours. So I always say to people, you have to pay more attention to the mental level of joy and happiness not just the physical pleasure, but the satisfaction at the level of mind. This is true joyfulness. When you are joyful and happy at the mental level, physical pain doesn't matter very much. But if there is no joy or happiness at the mental level, too much worrying, too much fear, then even the physical comforts and pleasures will not soothe your mental discomfort. The last thought I have for you guys is just to break the rules. Break out those social norms, break out of your own rules that you've created for yourself, like I can't do that or I shouldn't do that. Obviously, don't break the law, but, get more creative. Allow yourself to have a little more openness and flexibility. Winter can be hard, so let's look for more joy in our lives and schedule in more joy in our lives. And then to wrap this into our low buy year, just really focusing on making your joy more intentional, making your trips more intentional, making the food that you eat more intentional, planning things, just really absorbing your life and your experiences that you're in. So let's talk about ways that we can help these winter blues. I want to talk about creating joy and luxury lists. I've created a list of ideas to help lighten your mood when you're feeling down and blue. But you might have other ideas, and I've included space there to write them if you would like. Or just get out a notepad and paper or your notes app and just start writing down little things that you can do to make yourself feel better. Maybe it's grab a hot tea. Maybe it's writing in your journal. Maybe it's going to a yoga class. Whatever it is, just make a little list. I've got you started with this little Canva worksheet. Lighten your winter blues. Let's go over some of these things together. Number 1, use your hands. Maybe it's making a new recipe, maybe it's creating some art. You could rearrange your furniture or decorate a room. I obviously need to be doing that. Or one of my favorites is to play a musical instrument. We have the ukulele, and I love to play the ukulele. The ukulele helps to brighten my mood whenever I strum it. It's just like a fun little instrument. You could try exploring movement, play a favorite sport, swim in a community pool, try dancing, or just swaying to music even. Just moving your body can help to lighten the mood and help connect your nerves and help your head feel connected to your body. Follow along to a yoga activity on YouTube. Maybe I'll post some soon. Go shoot some hoops, kick a ball, play with your inner child. Give yourself permission to do anything but work for 15 minutes. Play a game you used to love. Go out for a special treat. Collect shells or stones. Take pictures that you think are cool. Go for a little walk. Just be goofy. Spend time out in nature. Watch the sunrise. Maybe go out on a deck or stand in your window. Go to a park. Walk barefoot on the grass. Watch the sunrise or the sunset. Eat a meal or have a hot drink outside. Get social. Try reconnecting with an old friend. Send them a text. See what they're up to. Volunteer at your local food bank or soup kitchen. Just sit and people watch at a busy location. Host a games night with your friends. And sometimes it's really nice to confide in a friend that you trust. Let them know that you're struggling a little bit and maybe you need a little uplifting. Open your imagination. Write a short story or a fan fiction. Spin off from your favorite book or movie. Try acting out your favorite scenes too. It's super fun. Compose a letter to a friend or a pen pal. Listen to a visualization or a meditation and just really sink into it. Read a new book. Watch a comedy or a cartoon. Take a moment to tune into your senses. Eat a peach and really enjoy the flavor in your mouth. Or another fruit if peach isn't your thing. Wrap yourself up in a warm blanket. Turn the music up and start dancing. Take a minute to just smell your food before you take the first bite. Use your eyes and look for something that you've never noticed before that's beautiful in its own little way. Make hearty, nutritious meals and snacks that fuel your body. Be patient with yourself. Your mood gradually will improve, especially the more you do these little bits of joy. For any of these activities, you may first experience a little internal resistance, but give these activities a chance, or others that you enjoy. Put a timer on for 10 minutes and just try it out. Please remember that if you do have thoughts of suicide, you are not a bad person. You are not wrong. You get help right away. Call the toll-free National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. the number here. Now I've also included in this list how to break down obstacles, because you're always going to come up against obstacles, and sometimes it's tasks that you're doing and that just makes you feel even more overwhelmed on top of the winter blues. So I've included that. Step one is going to be just to break it into smaller chunks. Take that big task, break it up into the smallest chunks you can, 15-minute chunks if you can. Ask for help where you can and delegate where you can. Like, seriously, trust that people can do it. There may be some things that you're overwhelmed about because you need more information. Do a little research. See if you can figure out how to do it on your own, or reach out for help to learn how to do it from somebody else, or pay somebody else to do it for you if it's a task that someone else can provide a service for. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed with our tasks because we don't have enough time for them. Give yourself a little bit of buffer time in between things, especially if you're winter driving, because that's stressful enough. So having to be on time can be a little extra. So give yourself a good 15 minutes extra beyond what you think you need. And then make sure that after you've broken those tasks down into small chunks, that they're as clear as you can make them. If it's not clear, then it's not small enough. Break it down even more. 15 or even 5-minute chunk things. All I need to do today is look up this website and what the address is. Cool. The next day, I'll figure out the next step, and it's only a 5-minute chunks. It might seem like you're never getting it done, but by doing little bits each day, you will get it done. Now it's time to celebrate, because you took steps to help your future self feel better. Keep going. You got this.